X-Pac, 12360.
To some of the things that we did way back in the 90s.
Yeah.
I won't go into the details, but yeah.
So are you saying you never owned a car that was previously in a
Not by the
car?
boys. Not
Right.
by the boys. Yeah, if it could be just a normal rent-a-car out of a fleet, I
Yeah.
can see that because they normally take very good care of their cars. But, you know, when you Barry Windham, dude, he was teaching Bradshaw how to do a donut going 60, 70 miles an hour. No, a kid, flip it like this. And, they're out there. I think the cops pulled him over one time. But so, yeah, they went through their share of abuse. Here's a story, a quick Barry Windham story, how cool he was. I first rolled into WCW. It was give or take 91, only a couple years in the business. And the new guy in the territory, you've been in these shoes before, and all of a sudden we're at the airport. Man, I'm in a bigger loop now. I've been working a weekly territory, USWA.
USWA, yeah.
And Wyndham looks over at me and goes, "Kid," he goes, "who you riding with?" I said, "I don't know, man. I guess I'll just get a rent-a-car." And this is back in the day. I didn't make any reservations. You just go on the fly, right?
Yeah.
You probably did the same thing. He goes, "Why don't you ride with us?" I said, "Well, cool." Him and Pee Wee. Pee Wee's no longer with us.
Pee Wee Anderson.
And so anyway, got in the car. He goes, it was a Cadillac, brand new Cadillac with a North Star V8. I ain't never sat in a Cadillac, much less drove one. And Barry's a big hot rod guy. And so he goes, "Kid, you want to drive?" I said, "Well, sure." So we're going down the highway. It was somewhere in the south, Florida, Georgia, somewhere like that. And we're going down the road, and I'm just looking at all the, gadgets on the, right there on the speedometer and all that stuff. And man, I veer off the road and I jerk it back. And, it was kind of scary because I was going about 70, and Barry, the king of the no-sell. He's reading a hot rod magazine or a four-wheel drive magazine, and you know how Barry is. He just looks at me like this. "You okay, kid?" Almost killed us. I just pulled back on the road because I was just checking all the fancy gadgetry on the Cadillac. Anyway, that's the kind of guy Barry was.
Did you work with him much?
Did I work with that guy?
Because I know we didn't talk about that. We talked about Barry a little bit working with Flair, but we never talked about you working with him.
Dude, I have several little bitty scars on my thumb that have kind of faded over the years.
Yeah.
I'm working in WCW TV tapings with that guy, a couple of 30-minute Broadways, some other matches that went over 20, many in the house shows, and back in the day, I used to throw a left-handed clothesline because that's the way I was taught, and I switched to the right. But man, I would catch him, Barry, right there with that thumb or that part of my hand in his grill, almost seemingly every match. And he was the most giving guy, and he could have always thrown a receipt. And he's also bigger than me and a tough veteran.
Sure.
But one of the smoothest guys in the world. And he never bitch, complain, moan, or nothing. And he'd be bleeding from the mouth right there. You can watch some of the stuff on TV.
Yeah.
And no, man, that guy was awesome.
Was it a ducking situation where you were throwing one that he was supposed to duck?
No, it was just me being a little errant and probably a little excited. And it's funny because we were doing a little sound check and you were getting your headphones turned up. And it's like back in the day, I don't hear very good to begin with. So I was calling matches at an early age. I might have been listening to Barry that night. And since I don't hear shit, I might have missed something. And so if I don't hear something, I'm clotheslining you in the mouth.
Yeah, I did, right? But I mean, but when you're working with a guy that's a left-handed guy, and like you're doing a spot and you're trying to duck his clothesline, and you're used to a righty and he's throwing a left, man, you can have a malfunction at the junction real easy on that.
The worst malfunction at the junction is not getting clipped in the mouth. It's running on the wrong side of the arm that's throwing the clothesline. If he's throwing it this way and you drive by that way, it's like, I don't care how smart to your business, we know it's a work, but that was the shits.
That's when you hit the Benny Hill music.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark.
And then back and forth in slow, fast motion real quick.
Yeah, episode 52, guys. 1 year.